Welcome back to the third installment of the Matchy Chapter podcast. This month we read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and boy oh boy are we pleased we did. My name is Sav, I am your host, and joining me today is my sister Tamika.
Hi.
This book totally had the potential to be all like, I'm an astrophysicist, I'm a Gemini.
I'm a astrophysicist.
Okay, I'm a Gemini.
And I was like scared I wasn't gonna understand any of it. But Taylor Jenkins Reid did the most incredible job of making space digestible.
So good. So good to start the year off.
So
like
good.
It made you want to go outside, stare at the stars, and like know all the constellations and the names of them. And listen to David Bowie.
Literally. I also read this off the back of reading Brimstone. So I feel like anything after that book could have just been a palate cleanser, and I was just ready to dive into something that wasn't fantasy.
Yeah, and it's so good. It actually is a really good palate cleanser if you're recommending it to somebody, because it is such an easy read. Her writing is lovely. It's descriptive but not overly descriptive. It's, simple but not too simple. Like it's just, she's a really good writer.
If this author sounds familiar to you, she is the author of a few New York Times bestselling novels. We've got Carrie Soto is Back, Malibu Rising, which I've heard of, Daisy Jones and the Six, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I have read. Have you read any of them?
No, I haven't read any of them. This is my first book of Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I have heard a lot of hype around that, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I wasn't sure if it was just like one of those, BookTok hype where it wasn't actually that good. But after reading this, I actually do want to read more of her stuff. So.
Yeah. As someone that has read Seven Husbands, I did enjoy Atmosphere 20 times more. Yeah. I did like Seven Husbands. It was a good read, but I just didn't really like the story. I didn't connect with it as much as I connected with Atmosphere.
Yeah. I loved that it started in the shuttle and you were on the edge of your seat, like something's happening, something's going to happen. Oh my God. I did get a little bit scared that it was going to turn into a bit, I don't want to say boring, but a bit like Plain Joan. But I didn't need to be scared about that at all.
Yeah,
I was so glad.
Yeah, I agree. I really loved it. I was hooked from the beginning as well.
Yeah.
I think that's where the strengths of this book come from, is how much I connected with this book. And I'm not sure if I even have the words to say right now, but there are certain feelings and words I connected to that in my real life, they are so isolating. How does this author know what I'm feeling? How can she take my certain experience that I feel so isolated about and put it onto paper? That is what this whole book is about. It's a reminder of that we're not alone in the universe, that there's so much more out there, that we have so many more similarities than we are aware of. And that's where the layers come into play for me, is like you're reading about this story about space and how similar people are and our position in like the universe and the atmosphere, etc. And then I was also feeling less alone because of these like niche emotions that I have. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. It definitely does make sense. I don't know how she did it, but she just nailed it's things you can't put into words, she's put them into words.
Yeah.
And just described it all beautifully. But I actually loved the dual timeline in this. I loved that one of them was so captivating and keeping you on the edge of your seat and made me want to bawl my eyes out. But then the other one was like more slower paced, and you got to know all the characters and you got to know who they were and what it was like living back then in the 80s.
It would be incredibly hard to have a gay relationship in the 80s.
Yeah, as well as being female in a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
But it also didn't go over the top rude about it also. Like it was just, you felt it on the page. You felt what it was like.
It wasn't jarring at all. It was like having a discussion with your friends about that time in your life. And it doesn't sugarcoat NASA. There have been a few interviews and podcasts I've listened to across my time, and they speak about the sexism and misogyny at NASA. And it just perfectly encompassed everything that I would potentially imagine that would feel like. I really enjoyed how it didn't sugarcoat that at all, because that is the reality.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been so hard. This is probably totally off topic, but the song choice, The Space Oddity by David Bowie, is like the perfect song choice for this book. Like if you're one of those like immersive readers and you need to listen to music and read at the same time, put on his album.
Am I terrible that I have no idea?
Oh my God, you have to.
That were
like I have to play it for you.
I'll listen to it.
You need to know what that is. And it's like perfect. Yeah.
You don't want to sing it for us?
No, I'm not going to sing it.
Okay. No singing aloud. Let's get into the characters. Who were your favourite characters?
Oh, well, Joan. I really liked Joan. I think she's written perfectly.
Yeah.
She thinks she knows who she is.
As well.
Doesn't know who she is. Just going along with life. And then Vanessa is such a nice, strong female main character as well. Because you don't, like, you think, because Joan doesn't really know who she is, or thinks she knows, but she doesn't. And then Vanessa is just someone who knows who she is.
Yeah.
But then she's also got room for growth as well, because she finally understands that she can have what she wants.
Yeah.
Works out.
I really enjoyed reading a book where I liked all of the characters and I couldn't see too many flaws in them.
I hated, hate's a strong word, but I didn't like Barbara and the dude that she ended up marrying. No. But I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I think you want someone that you can vouch for, like help you vouch for Joan more.
I just don't understand how she can give up Frances so quickly. She was just so happy to pass Frances over.
Yeah.
And that was kind of rushed to me. Like if I'm really deeping that
like
situation, would that actually happen? Like she didn't go, I'm so sorry, I had a bad day, or I've thought about this and I still want Franny. She literally just goes, oh, well, if you want her, you can have her.
Yeah.
Like, is that really that really going to happen?
Probably not. I don't know. I guess it's still fiction, isn't it? But I think that the focus is supposed to be on Joan and Frances's relationship rather than Barbara in the mix as well.
Yeah.
So to sort of just see that Joan and Franny had that mother-daughter relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So it was almost like as if it wasn't a surprise that Barbara was just like, here you go, you have her.
Yeah.
Because it was already there. It was already happening anyway.
Yeah.
So
their mother-daughter relationship was the best part of a mother-daughter relationship. Like everything you want a mother-daughter relationship to be, in my opinion, because the attention Joan showed Franny to make her feel important. Yeah, I just really, really enjoyed that. I was loving that. I feel like that comes about because Joan is so intelligent and she understands like our positioning in the universe and how it's so important to tell the people in your life that you love how much you love them, how important they are. And that was just
especially
such a beautiful
10-year-old,
sentiment.
especially a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And also it goes the other way as well. I think Franny is the perfect test for Joan, like that perfect testing relationship where you don't want it to, like, it can't just be all happy unicorns and rainbows, bubbly, you know, you can't just accommodate for her bad behaviour and bend over backwards for her. Like Joan's got to push a little bit more and sort of test the boundaries, and Franny does that for Joan, I think. Especially like beautiful. When she experiences the meltdown about the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah.
Like Joan's like, oh, like,
she's
shit,
like,
this is a kid.
Yeah,
like,
out of all the order I have in my day job, and all of the processes and everything I'm prepped for at work, I have no idea how to handle a 10-year-old kicking machine.
Yeah. Did you have a like midway guess?
From the first page, I just guessed everyone's going to die and I just need to lock in and suck it up and just like enjoy this book for whatever I'm given on the pages. I didn't want to look too deep, particularly so early in where Steve passes away and we get the image of Apollo waiting at home for Steve.
It's so sad. I was like,
I don't think I can handle this book. And just the whole time I think I had like a grimace on my face of like, what is going to happen? So I guess my midway guess was everyone dies.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be wrong.
Yeah. I think I was exactly the same. I was like, well, okay, because I was the same. I didn't really like guess anything because it was all there for you, and I kind of just wanted to ride the wave of it. But my thought, I was like, I need to be prepared for everyone to die.
Yeah.
Like I just need to be. But then I was like hopeful
Yeah.
that that wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah.
I did kind of see it coming that Frances was going to end up permanently living with Joan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whether I saw it coming or I just wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, again, it wasn't really a guess. But when that all went down, I was like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, Barbara wasn't the best mum.
Yeah, that was a
Joan
complete
was more
surprise to me. So,
mum. So, yeah.
yeah, points to both, half points
Yeah.
to both.
I don't know.
What did you think about the ending then after it was
loved
released?
the ending.
You loved it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've cried that much in a book since Sarah J. Maas, like since the Throne of Glass Kingdom of
Really?
Ash book.
Wow.
Because it was like,
Wow.
again, you were being prepped that they
Yeah.
weren't going to, and it was like, oh my, okay, it's Armageddon vibes. Have you seen the movie
Yes.
Armageddon?
I felt that.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was like where Bruce Willis is at the end and he's saying everything on the screen to his daughter.
Gotta go now, honey.
Daddy, no. And she's like, Daddy, no. At the end, it's that vibes.
Yeah.
Like it is that, Vanessa's coming clean with everything, and then the commander behind Joan is just like, say what you need to say.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they're not going to come back.
Oh, it was so
It was so
perfect.
sad. But then it was like, but then bam.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think
hi,
if
hi.
I wanted more of a gut punch and more of a cinematic ending, I probably would have been fine if they all died because I was so prepped for it. It
yeah.
was just like a cherry on top. Oh, wait. Hi.
Yep.
Hi. We're
Yeah.
still alive. Everything's fine.
And you didn't need that graphic or descriptive, they lived happily ever after type scenario.
No.
You didn't need the bit after, they lived their life, they got their dog. It was like exactly what it needed to be. You just knew.
Yeah.
As soon as that last
I know,
sentence
that's
was
all
like,
I needed.
bam.
It
like,
was the
yep.
perfect length, 330 pages, perfect length, bite-sized, emotional. Have I said it was the best book already? Like, it was just so good. I'm
The
so
best book of
happy.
2026 so far. It's book number 1.
The best book I read this year. And the only. No.
Okay, so what do you rate it?
I'm going to give this one a strong 4.5.
Okay, why the half a star less?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really deep this. I think maybe if there was a little bit more depth in it, I might have rated it a 5. But I am pretty hard with my romances. Like, it has to really blow me out of the... Oh, it kind of did though.
It did though.
No, I'm strongly going with 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That was a 5-star read for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was 5 stars. I really could not think of anything to make it less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, it was good.
Done.
Great.
Kaput.
Good vibes. Should we pull next month's book?
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can do
Okay.
it that. I've done it the last 3 and it's been your choices. So hopefully we get...
When We Had Forever by Shaylin Gandhi. Ooh, romance.
Another romance.
I think this one is
yeah.
your pick.
Okay. Hey, finally one from my pick.
If you would like to join us next month on the Matchy Chapter, we will be reading When We Had Forever by Shaylin Gandhi. 6 months after her husband died in a car crash, Mina Drake is still stuck down in a haze of grief. Reminders of her years with Michael are everywhere, but beneath her heartache lies an even more powerful emotion. It's a guilty suspicion she can hardly admit to anyone, even herself, that her marriage was over long before Michael's accident. Bye, guys.
Bye.